Much better. Much better. Okay. So here's an interesting thing, and I promise I'm going to do a TikTok. I'm going to do a video. I'm writing it down. Video schedule for my TikTok lives. TikTok, TikTok lives. I'm going to put up a video schedule for this week, and it's going to go through this week, today. See, notice how I'm chunking it down. I'm making it more specific. I am going to do a video today telling you my TikTok live schedule, and it's going to be good for now until May 1st. Because then after that, I got some traveling. I got some traveling to do. Though some of you, as I like to say, some of you already knew I was doing a TikTok live today because you're on the Destination Decluttered mailing list. Awesome. Now, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dawn and Durango and Jean and Mama Gama and Laverne. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dawn and Durango and Jean and Mama Gama and Laverne and Aunt Tills and Airbnb Jen and User 355 and Beautiful Home. All sorts of good stuff. I don't want to out you. I just want to say, hey, good morning. If we haven't met before and you're just kind of scrolling around TikTok, what I want to share with you, just introduce myself wicked quick. My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and I'm gonna. My coaching is called Destination Decluttered, and I'm here to help you. I'm a geisha. I'm a little girl. Anyone know that one? Oh, excuse me. I'm also going to plug in my phone here, so excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. There we go. Okay, so it's so funny. I'm here, I do these TikTok lives often to help you with your clutter. I like to help you celebrate your wins, celebrate the moments of your life. As we learned yesterday, that was General Foods International Coffees, of which I did not drink. I'm a tea drinker, and I've only recently, in the past 25 years. I started drinking tea when I worked on Newbury Street because I was cold. In any case, I'm here to help you. TikTok Live. Clutter-wise, maybe even just the clutter in your brain, not just the clutter in your house, because I'm a certified life coach. So you'll often hear me when I'm talking, I will kind of flip around. How do you want your home to look like? But also, what do you want your life to look like? How do you want to feel? I hope you're feeling good this morning. I'm feeling good. And I will get specific. I'm feeling good because I didn't wake up feeling crappy. Didn't have a headache. Sometimes I wake up with headaches. The sun is out. That makes me feel good. I appreciate the sun. I know I feel better when the weather's better, but I also know when the weather isn't better, kind of like the other day. It's like, what am I going to do to kind of bunk myself up? One of the things I just did that I want to share with you too. There we go. T-Site is saying, okay, it's Earth Day. I'm doing a bag of clothes and shoes, decorations for giveaway. Wonderful, wonderful. Take care of the earth. Take care of the earth. And you know how you do that? You start by taking care of your house. And here's the interesting thing about Earth Day is the stuff you have in your house, nothing really disappears. It just goes from place to place. So if you're getting hung up about the fact that your stuff is going in your house, you don't want to give stuff away because it's going to damage the earth. I'm not saying damage the earth at all, but what I'm saying is when you feel better in your home, you're going to do better. You're going to maybe make wiser, shopping decisions, maybe stuff that's more recyclable. I kind of went on a rant the other day about how Apple makes in many places makes its packaging so fancy schmancy, yet that stuff lasts for like a hot minute. I would be more likely to shop with a place that made their packaging like biodegradable, regardless of the price of it. But I know there's a lot of status and yada yada, but I digress. Thank you, Greg. How can I help you this morning? How you feeling? If you're not feeling so great, what's the opposite of that? How would you rather feel? Now, I know Mondays are a day that a lot of people are getting up and going to work. Monday through Friday, at least where I live, I'm in Pennsylvania, but I'm in the United States. Monday through Friday has a different feel than the weekends, right? I want to feel free of stuff. Notice that freedom. I want you to think of, this is how I love to play with these things because often, and I'm saying often, sometimes you just don't realize how much your stuff and where it is located makes you feel. Your dishes all dirty and piled up in the sink, the quantity and the quality, your dishes all piled up in the sink probably make you feel a certain way, or you feel a certain way. Not, they don't make you. Your dishes can't make you do anything. Um, uh, they don't make you feel a certain way, but you feel a certain way by looking at your dishes. Boop, 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 boop. Like the $1 million, $6 million man. God, nowadays he's affordable, huh? Back in the day, that was a wicked lot of money. Um, when you look at something, you get a visual of it in your eyes and just kind of but then it makes you feel a feeling. Okay, now I'm cleaning, organizing, and creating space. T-site, you like to dump on a Monday. I love it. What I would love for you to do, and this is, trust me, I'm not your coach, so you don't have to do anything I want. Even when people coach with me, they don't have to do anything I suggest. I want you to think about it though. I find it so much more empowering and long lasting and helpful if you, how about this? Dump on a Monday. Grab a book, grab a notebook, grab a good book, grab a notebook, grab some paper and a pen, and write down why you're doing it. Dump the thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Okay? Think of my words. Think of your words, though. Seriously. Think of your words. What are the words that are going to make a difference for you continuing doing what you're doing? That's what I was doing. I don't always do this. Like, I've shared this book before. It's like, this is what I call, like, my book of life, my good book. Like, there's all these, little bullet points. I've been doing this for quite a few years now. And this morning, I just decided, I was on my break, my work. Oh, I can't even talk. I was on my walk. And I thought it would be a good idea to get some, kind of like they say about talking about the life you want in the present tense. I am a millionaire. I do this with my money, as opposed to I want to be, saying I am. Why are you just get curious why you're doing it. If you have the empty book right there, how about this? Pick up the book, pick up your pen, and maybe you can't do it while I'm chatting. I know myself. I need to, and this is a phrase that I got from my mother, so maybe it's one. I can't hear myself think. I need it quiet so I can hear myself think. But after I'm yakking, or maybe just sit down and ask yourself why you're doing all the stuff. Where are you going? Why are you doing it? When you connect up what you're doing with kind of a reason and an anchor point, a destination, as I like to call it, that can help you kind of just focus on what's getting you there and what's not. Okay? I love that you're doing it. I have the empty book there. I found Beth. There you go. Start. How about this? But I want this to be about you. It's not about me. I want it to be about you. And when you're typing, notice when you're typing, I'm going to call you on this. When you're typing comments, you're not up here, and you're not this. So I think the best thing I love is when I coach people. I do the one-on-one coaching. I'd be like, all right, now here's what I'm going to do. If we were in a coaching situation, I'd say this. I'm going to mute myself. I want you to dump out your thoughts from your head onto paper. And when you've got them all up, then I'll unmute myself and we can talk about it. Okay? Really getting into your own head can be scary at first. You may be afraid to do it, kind of like a haunted house. But once you get there and you turn on the lights, you're like, oh, it's just a bunch of random stuff. It's kind of like going down the basement and you're like, oh my God, so much. And you're like, oh, this is just a bunch of boxes of crap. I love this. User 616440 says, you inspired both my husband and I yesterday with decluttering our bedroom. Thank you. Now here's something I'd be curious about. Okay? User 616440. How does it feel now when you walk into your bedroom, now that it's decluttered? When you hang out in your bedroom, now that it's decluttered? When you walk past your bedroom and look in there, now that it's decluttered, how does that feel? Because this stuff has a cumulative effect. And hopefully it sounds good. Okay? Ha ha ha. All right. Freeing. Love it. Okay, so what can I help you with today? Where are you struggling? Maybe you just want to hop on the mailing list. I will share this because, I want to let you know that there is the Destination Decluttered once a month group Zoom call / group coaching type situation. And that is happening tomorrow night. Tomorrow, you hear me? Tomorrow night. I'm pulling up my calendar right here. I just got to get my head back in the game. Tomorrow night, which is Tuesday, April 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're on the Destination Decluttered mailing list, you've received your invite for that, and you can hop on. And for an hour, we all meet and share our wins. You got to share your wins. If you don't celebrate and you don't accentuate the positive, you're not going to remember how good it feels. The way we're wired as people is just the way our scales tip is. I love using this thing sometimes when I'm coaching, okay? Sometimes we're feeling really positive and good, and other times we're not feeling so good, and it's a balance every day, okay? It's a balance every day. And I just want to offer you, because I see this, I see a variety of feelings here. User 61644 says, feels good being in the decluttered bedroom, and my mind is definitely more clear walking into a decluttered bedroom. Yes. Now, I don't want to overpromise and underprovide, but I will guarantee, and I cannot guarantee, but I will tell you, to me, there's a direct connection in the way that your brain just has to work less when there's fewer bits of things it needs to identify and organize. So your brain can feel better, your mind, your head. You can declutter your head by decluttering your house. Here I am, German maid, right over here. Okay, so Shannon Harris, let me give you some nubbins, okay. My mom's estate sale, grieving hard and going through her things is so hard. Of course it is. It is. Now that sucks. My heart is with you, my dear. My heart is with you because loss, death of a loved one is the toughest thing I think we as humans have to go through. And animals do it too, I'm sure. But allow yourself the grief. Move through your own pace, though. Please move at your own pace. Everybody. Match your actions with your energy and your time so that you feel good about what you're doing. You feel good when you're doing it, why you're doing it, where, all those things. But when you are dealing with the stuff that is the evidence of somebody in your life living and now they're passed and you are passing those things along, that can definitely take a toll on your humanity, your emotional, psychological, all the feels, all the energies in you. Give yourself some grace. Love yourself through that grief. And if it feels like too much at a certain time, you can pull over to the side of the road. Nobody says you have to get to there at a certain point. The other thing too, I want to help you feel better is the grief doesn't last forever. Not the intensity anyway. I felt grief so intense that I was like, oh my gosh, if I'm going to feel this way for the rest of my life. It was like my heart was torn open and bleeding and raw. And it was a reminder that I'm a human and not a robot, because boy, was I feeling some feels. Luckily, the human experience also causes us to minimize that type of pain. I don't know, maybe like childbirth. So it's not going to last a long time, but my heart is with you. Okay? I love this. Okay, you got it. Here, have a tissue. Here, let me blow your eyes. Blow your nose. You'll feel better, okay? And notice what we just did right there. Shannon, I want to help you with this and everybody else. What we did was we just talked and we breathed and we slowed things down and we gave ourselves some love and I gave her some love. And we kind of calmed down the nervous system just a bit. Because when you calm down your nervous system, when you quiet down the backseat drivers, when you notice that your energy is all like this and it doesn't feel good and you can go like this, it's going to make you feel better. And when you feel better, you're going to do better. Even if all you're doing, I feel like I should just scratch that right there. Even loving yourself, even taking care of yourself in this grieving situation is something that's going to be really good with you and your decluttering. Okay? Trying to push through it and no, I'm just going to do it. That can get your home like looking good, but may not have a long-term effect. Okay? So you got this. All right. Shannon Harris. Okay, we got you. Erin is saying, my husband carried out some boxes for recycling and I felt lighter. Yeah, tonight is trash night here, and we've got some stuff to put in the recycles and the trash, and I'm definitely going to feel lighter. I also feel lighter knowing, here's a funny thing. I did a couple of TikTok videos over the weekend, and I donated some stuff that was just accumulating in our basement. It was already packed and ready to go. I just hadn't brought it up and done the next step, which was to get it out of the basement into the car, from the car to the donation place, but it was a nice day. Filled up the car with that stuff, took it, drove it to some random donation place that I saw on the map, and I felt so much lighter. Even right now, when I'm sitting in this room, when my brain pictures the basement, I feel good knowing that that section of stuff is no longer there. And it's no longer there permanently. It's not just like, oh, I just pushed it aside to do something. So, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. Here's an interesting thing. I may do a TikTok live on this, but what I want to offer is, if you think you don't have time to declutter, if you think, oh, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time, I'm going to show you. Our brains are really bad at estimating time. One of the things I do with my clients is we go from calming down the nervous system to asking what you want to listening to writing it down, kind of the destination. Then we say, okay, what are some steps you can take to get there? And then once you write down those steps and you chunk them down until they feel doable, one of the ways that something can feel doable to you, decluttering and everything wise, is to chunk it down to a small amount of time. Now I know, oh, I don't have time. Here's the nice, like the flip side. Remember that they would used to have like gonna fly now, and then they'd have the parentheses like Rocky's theme, or endless, boogie nights or whatever it is. This is the I don't have time for this. I will get to it later, or I will get to it later. I don't have time for this now. Okay. Now I love it that Erin says I've learned that a 15 minutes can get so much done and I feel better. Yes, a 15-minute timer, which you all have on your phones. I hope you know this. The clock feature on all of your cell phones, all of your mobile phones, has a timer device. Use it to your advantage. Okay. But here's the funny thing. Anybody remember Days of Our Lives? And you have like this little sand, as sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Okay? Remember this? Now notice this. I tipped it over. This is a 2-minute timer. If I just sat here quietly for 2 minutes, you'd realize how much time 2 minutes is. You'd say, wow, I could have gotten a lot done in 2 minutes. Yeah, notice. Notice how much barely a minute has gone by. Notice how time keeps on slipping into the future. Noticing you can get stuff done in a minute. So when your unhelpful, as I call it, your backseat driver brain says, I don't have time, you don't have time, we don't have time, we have to go. Look, it's barely been a minute right now. You could have done some decluttering, no matter how small. I don't care if it's putting away a couple of dishes, throwing away some things, making one decision on something. Notice that you do have time. 5 minutes. You would be surprised. You can probably, I know I can pretty much empty my dishwasher and put my dishes away in about 5 minutes. Now, we have a smallish kitchen, and we don't usually stuff our dishwasher because it's just the two of us. But 5 minutes, never. Notice how I'm still talking and time is passing here. Like sands through the hourglass. So are the days of our lives. What are you doing with the day of your life? All these time is passing. What are you doing with the time you have? Okay? This is just 2 minutes. Can you imagine what 5 minutes? You could get stuff done in 2 minutes. You can get stuff done in a minute if you choose to. It's all up to you. But when your unhelpful brain says, I don't have time, just say, is that really true? Yeah, I might not be able to get the whole thing done, but what could I do to start? That was 2 minutes. Kind of felt long, kind of felt short. Okay? But you can make some time to do it. I'm not saying you're going to get the whole thing done, but starting is usually the hardest part. And this is why Penny's Pop of Color says, what is a good way to start with clothing declutter? What I want you to start with, how about this, is first of all, your destination. Why am I even doing this? Now you can jump into it. Don't get me wrong. I just need to, I need some room in my clothes. I don't know what I have. I need some room in my closet. It's hard for me to find the clothes that fit me. Clothing is all over the place. My surfaces are cluttered because my closet is full and my drawers are full. That can be an easy enough reason to do it. One of the things I want to start you with, though, is a couple of concepts from my coaching. One is kind of in that whole, notice what we did. We calmed down. I've got like an alfalfa here. I'm sorry, keeps on bugging me. Better. Calming down your nervous system is always going to be the first way to start. Getting yourself in the right frame of mind and where you feel like doing it. Okay? If you don't do that, you're not going to show up. I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to do it. So learn how to get yourself into the feeling of wanting to do it. One of the reasons I say create a destination is because a destination is kind of a fun place you want to go to. You're doing this because you want to get to there. I want to go to there. I want to go to there. All right? What's your there? What does your there look, feel, smell like, whatever? And I want to say, I think of the word overwhelm, keeps you stuck, but I want you to think of the word down. Calm down your nervous system by breathing down, by quieting down, by slowing down, by calming down. When you get that way, then you can write down your destination. Write down, get your thoughts out of your head, download your thoughts. Down, notice all these downs, okay? Quieting down, calming down, breathing down, even moving your body. Notice how my body just automatically wants to pet and calm down, like, calming down a activated kid or whatever. Then chunk it down. Chunk it down is probably going to be the thing that's going to get you started, because chunking it down means not looking, again, not overwhelm, not the whole entire closet. You're going to chunk stuff down, and I want you to chunk things down into categories. Categories. Names of. When you're looking at your clothes already have, you've got the umbrella of clothing, but underneath that umbrella are subcategories of categories. You've got your pants. You've got your socks. You've got your bathing suits. You've got your prom dresses. I don't know, but you've got your pants, you've got your tops, you've got your underpants, you've got your bras. Take a category at a time, and then what you're going to do is you're going to sort through it. You got to sort it before you store it. And get a category that, and pull out, no, do not pull everything out of your closet. Please don't. That to me is a recipe for overwhelm and walking away and feeling discouraged. Pull out maybe 10 pieces. I don't know. It depends on the quantity you have, but get all your t-shirts out. Just notice that's just a category. And when you do that, you're going to notice you have subcategories. These have prints. These don't. These are all my black t-shirts. Hello, welcome to me. These are all the ones that are souvenir t-shirts that I don't wear, but it reminds me of a time. Then you go through that subcategory, and you're inevitably going to find that you have your favorites. You're going to have things that fit you, that look good. You're going to also have the ones that you just don't wear. Like that one's a little bit too short. That one's a little bit too flowy. That one's a little bit too tight. That one's got a big grease stain on it that I didn't notice until I looked at it in this life. Light. Chunk it down and then decide to keep only the good stuff. Now the good stuff is you are going to decide what the good stuff is. But here's what I want to suggest. The good stuff is the stuff that makes you feel good. It's the clothing you're currently wearing that you feel good in and you look good in. Maybe it's the clothing you're not currently wearing now, but you really want to get into it and you're saving it for motivation to tighten up the bod a bit or maybe gain some weight. It's up to you. The stuff that you're not wearing because it doesn't fit you though. However, I'm not going to recommend that you donate that right away if you really think you're going to change the way your body looks. Trust me, I know that scarcity mindset. Well, what if I lose weight and I don't have these clothes? I love that dress. I want to get back into it. Maybe keep one piece of clothing as a reminder in your closet. But if you have a lot of clothes that are in your drawers or your closet that aren't fitting you, I think it would be a better experience for you to just lovingly pack those things away in a tote, put a date on the tote and put a size on the tote. So it's still there if and when you decide to change your body and you do it, you have those clothes. But then you need to do the things to change your body. But at least now you've got room in your closet. I hope that helps. I hope this helps. Chunking it down, feeling good about anything you did, even 2 minutes of that. Putting one t-shirt in a bag for Goodwill, and one thing that doesn't fit you now into a tote to store away or to Goodwill. It's up to you. All of this is up to you. That's how you can get started. Okay? Same type of thing on mail declutter. This is the way I coach because I don't want to make it complicated. So I don't make it complicated. I teach you a system that works for pretty much freaking everything. So what we just did with clothes, Lori Gallagher, we'll do it with mail. The mail comes in. You've got this overarching thing that says mail. You've got subcategories though. If you were to sort your mail like into little, like, you're in the mail, you're going to have your junk, you're going to have your ads that get sent in your mailbox. You're going to have your bills that need to get paid. You're going to have your informative things from your insurance or your credit card company. You may ideally have, oh, look, somebody sent me something personal. You're going to have stuff that you're not sure what it is, but you need to open it up to see what it is. Categorize your mail and then deal with it a category at a time. Now, the thing that I think jams people up is they are afraid to open their mail, or that it's built up so much that you're telling yourself, you're shaming yourself, you're making yourself feel bad for having not done it. That's when we calm down the nervous system. There's no shame in this. Just, I'm going to help you. When you feel better, you're going to get started. So start with the easy stuff. Always start with the easy stuff. People say eat the frog first. I say, you know what? Sometimes you got to eat the frog, but why don't I practice? Why don't I have a little appetizer beforehand? It's going to work differently for people, but when you're just starting out, it's going to stop you if you say, if I have to eat, I like that. I picked that up from my accountant. I don't like it. But if you're going to start with the hard stuff first, I'm going to look at it and be like, well, I don't want to do the hard stuff, so I'm not going to do if I have to do the hard stuff first, I don't want to do the hard stuff first, so then I'm not going to do anything. I say ease into it. Ease up, Mother Brown. Recycle your junk mail. Open your junk mail. Do what I did last week and call up and say, I'd like to get off your paper mailing list. Is that something you can help me with? Get yourself off of the mailing list of the stuff you don't want. There's inevitably going to be some commercial mail that comes through your mailbox that what are they? The Chinese food restaurant menus and the thing of coupons and stuff. You can't really unsubscribe from that. However, that immediately for me goes into the recycle bin. And then get in the habit of then practice on a daily basis opening your mail. Every little bit helps. But just start. Everything you do today is going to be a win. Write your wins down in a book. I spent 20 minutes on my mail today. That is something worth celebrating, so celebrate it. This, to me, talk about celebrate the moments of your life. This is me celebrating the moments of my life. I got in the habit. I love how it feels. It works for me. It gets me in a better mindset and heart set. Head and heart feel better when I remind myself of all the good shit that I've done. Okay? I love it. Kendra Irish is saying, I use a whiteboard on my fridge. Write what I want to get done. It helps me stay on task. Awesome. If whiteboard works for you, that's great. I tend to use a combo of like a spiral bound notebook. It's kind of funny. See this one? Doesn't this look kind of old timey? My husband was decluttering his stuff, and boy, does that man have, he's a boy too. He had a lot of what I would call office supplies. And I found this notebook, and I know that every day that this is me on my daily basis, this is what I do. I knew I could use that, so I grabbed it from the decluttering. But if a whiteboard works for you, do it. Yeah, this and that creation says, yep, my brain makes excuses not to start. Yeah, so have a conversation with your brain. Why doesn't it want to start? Now, I have ADHD in my family, so I'm very conversant in the ADHD world. And so if it's not sounds like fun and it doesn't feel like you want to do it, or you've done it before and you felt discouraged because you told yourself bad stories, let's change that, okay? There we go. Julianne P. says, my backseat driver is always telling me there's no time to sort through mail. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. How about just for 2 minutes? You could get a bunch of mail sorted in 2 minutes. Even just sorting it into its piles, and then open the things that open the envelopes. That's a part of it. Okay? This and That Creation says, do you think some people work better with checklists? Yes, I do, because I work better with a checklist. I would then think that everybody works better with a checklist, but you're you. You know what works for you. That's the wonderful that's the wonderful thing about doing one-on-one coaching is I have a set of tools. I have a toolbox that I use and I bring to every job, right? Kind of like a plumber. And depending upon where you are, we use certain tools. And so I will always be, I keeps on falling down, saying this is a way to do it, but if it works for you, that's great. But if it doesn't, it's not like, oh well, it's like, okay, what didn't work about it? What didn't work about it? Let's find things. Yeah, I find things good to mark it off paper. Okay, hey, Shannon Harris, my ADHD makes all of this hard. Timers, lists, you name it. It doesn't have to. Yeah, This and That Creation. Keep your list small. Put 3 things on your list. 3 is a magic number. Yes, it is. It's a magic number. Just 3 things. 1, 2, 3. You got them done. Great. Then grab something from your big list. Make a list of 3. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't be a victim to your ADHD. You can work with your brain. It just works in a certain way. Don't let your ADHD diagnosis be like a life sentence. Learn how to work with your brain. I've said this probably on every single TikTok live I have done, and I will continue to say it. I have not been diagnosed with ADHD, but I probably could have it because I've got it in my family. But you know what I've done is I've recognized those traits: distracting, getting hyper-focused, getting irritable when somebody gets me out of hyper-focus, then going from all, super hyper-focused to nothing. But also, I have learned to kind of drive in the middle lane, where instead of being all or nothing, I have learned tools and processes and ways to work with the way I'm wired, as opposed to beating myself up about it and saying I can't do it because. Okay, even This and That Creation is saying keeping the list small, little tricks. I get the same way, only 4 or 5 things. You know what? Feel better about what you're doing, calming down the nervous system. I love that people are helping. Okay, interesting. I don't see the comments. Says Sin Starlight. That's a TikTok thing. I'm not sure. All right. I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Amstakuna. Amstan Kuna, thank you for sharing your experience and knowledge on decluttering. It keeps me going. Awesome. Awesome. That's the only reason I show up to do this. I don't show up to hear myself talk. I'd rather not talk, actually. I'm a nice, quiet person. Outside of this, I get out of my comfort zone to show up on TikTok because I know it helps people. And I love helping people because I struggled with clutter and I still have clutter. Not debilitating, but as I said, stuff will accumulate in your life. Knowing how to deal with the stuff that comes up, the sooner the better, is a wonderful thing. Okay? There you go. Yeah, a little heartbreaking. LG says, I'm going to declutter the baby toy corner today. My 16th-month-old has barely touched them, but maybe somebody else out there will. What I don't need can bring joy to others. There we go. Okay. I'm so excited to be here, says M. Garden. I plan on spending most of my day decluttering. Okay, make a plan, M. Garden, and here's what I want to help you with too. Make a plan, chunk it down, be happy at the end of the day for whatever you did. Do not beat yourself up for the stuff that you're not going to get done, and take some breaks. Make it a road trip. Notice I'm pointing here. I'm pointing to the destination, which is a heart, and this little, this is you today. You're in a road trip. How can you make today's road trip of decluttering more enjoyable? First of all, I don't know, maybe put some shoes on. I don't know, I've heard ADHD people, I've heard this one. You get more done when you have shoes on. Maybe get some clothes on instead of putzing around in your slobby clothes. I don't know. That may work for some people. Sometimes it works for me. What works for you? Do what works for you. I show up to fill in the blanks. I show up to fill the gaps in your toolkit. When you only have a screwdriver and a hammer, I'm the pliers. Oh, you need to do that? You don't have a tool for it? Here, let me help you with that. Okay? Feel good about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and every day will feel like a road trip. Okay? Kat is saying, yeah, the shoe tricks works. And Susan Porter says, yes, shoe trick, 100% works for me. Thank you. My glasses are cute. Yeah, they're those pear glasses. I love it. Abbott Elementary just did a fun declutter thing while I set my microwave for 2 minutes. We'll be using this. Yeah, Bobby is saying it's Earth Day setup recycling. Yeah. So notice the things that work for other people. You know, what works for you, do more of it. But when you struggle with something, is there a different way you can go about it? It's like you want to get to that destination, laundry done, but the road you're taking is more difficult maybe than it needs to be. Okay? But here's a couple of things. If you plan on spending most of your day decluttering, get clear about that, take some breaks, feel good about it with everybody, even if you're spending 15 minutes. At the end of that 15 minutes, I want you to give yourself a Liz Lemon high five. I want you to congratulate yourself for showing up for those 15 minutes, because when you do that, what you're basically doing, you're basically doing is you're rewiring your brain. You're creating a neural pathway to connect decluttering with a good feeling. Decluttering, good feeling. Decluttering, good feeling. Decluttering, good feeling. The more you do it, you say, oh, this is fun. I kind of like this. This is enjoyable. This isn't as bad as I thought. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This was awesome. This place feels so good. Oh, I want to feel more of this feeling of good. And you know how I do that is showing up and doing the thing. And it's not just about how your house looks. Please, no. There is, how your house looks, and I keep on saying house, you might live in an apartment, whatever. How your home looks has a direct correlation on how your nervous system, how you feel. So if you're not feeling good in your home, maybe you can't control a lot of it, but you can control the stuff. Who was it here? Somebody said, because these things are bopping all along the place. Yeah, we never talked about mental stuff being older. That's why we're talking about it now. That's why we're on TikTok for as long as it's here. Okay? I love it. M. Gardner is saying, thank you. I'm proud that I already vacuumed my car. Share your wins with somebody. When I'm your one-on-one coach, that's what we do on a daily basis. First of all, writing it to yourself in a book helps. Write that down in your book of wins, Somebody said something. I kind of lost it. The comments are kind of being wonky for me. But anyhow, somebody said something. Okay, here's what I call, sometimes you'll be on the tree and then you go out on a branch. You go on a branch and then you fall off the tree, so you have to climb up it. Somebody said something that I thought was good. I was going to share it, but I lost it. Sorry, I lost it. Yeah, take a nice ride in that clean car. Congratulations. Yes. You have been in somebody's home where it's clean on the surface, but it feels very uncomfortable when you're in there. You've also been in people's houses that it's kind of messy but chaotic, but there's love, and it doesn't feel so bad. You get to determine how you feel in your house. Set your house up. Set yourself up for wins. Set yourself up so when you look around your house, that wherever your eye lands, like the Bionic Man, I spy with my little eye. And if you say, I spy with my little eye, do this. What's something you spy with your little eye right now, and you can put it in the comments you want, that doesn't make you feel good? Like a piece of clutter. I spy with my little eye, I don't know. I only get like a tissue or something. I declutter all the time, so you can do something about that thing. Okay? Beep, 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 beep. You look at it, beep, 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 beep. It comes back. It makes you feel a feeling. If it makes you feel not so good, let's do something about it. You can do something about it. I want to empower you. Here, have some power. You can change the things that bug you. And you know who doesn't want you to change the things that bug you? The people that benefit from you not doing it. Now, I won't get too deep in that one, but I just want to put that back to just yourself, is you have reasons why you do things and reasons why you don't do things. And the reasons may not necessarily make sense up here, but they make sense to right here. And yet they don't, if the things you're doing aren't getting you the life you want, I think it just can only help to pull your car over. If you're saying, I'm driving and driving and driving, and I'm not getting to where I want to go to, maybe you're spinning your wheels. Maybe you're not in gear. Okay? Pull over and just sit there and take those 2 minutes, those 5 minutes. Write some shit down. Get some stuff out of your head and onto paper. Why do I even want to do this? How about this? Decluttering. Like here, write an essay. Decluttering. What's in it for me? Question mark. What's in it for me? Why should I even do this? Why do I even want to do this? Because if you're thinking, why am I doing this? And the answer that comes back is, I don't know. I have no idea. Why am I doing this? Then you're going to be like, oh, well, whatever. And if you come up with a reason that makes you feel, you know what? I want to feel better. Okay, Judy Stewart, my whole house feels bad. Too much stuff and I'm so stuck. I have 0 people. Okay, you know who you have? You've got me. You've got us. These people here, you've got us. So I want you to, I can't make you do anything. I think something that would be really helpful for you, this is how I coach, is for you to take some quiet time and just a freaking 50-cent notebook from Staples and just get the stuff out of your head of why do I feel, just let it go. What do I want my house to look like? Even that, it's not looking that way now. You can fold a piece of paper in half. I'm always doing this, and I will share this with you. We've got a Destination Declutter members only, join the mailing list workshop on kind of scheduling your day and using these workbooks. Write down what you don't want, and then on the opposite side of the other column, write what you do want. What's the opposite of that? Start to get into, okay, Judy, here, have a tissue. Jermaine, hand me a tissue, all right? Notice the crying emoji. That's the emoji version of your nervous system being activated. Your insides, your feelings are feeling, crying. I would like you to breathe down. You can do something about this. You can do something about this. I want you to take that feeling and just think of all the downs. Breathing down, slowing down, quieting down, calming down. You got this. You can change. Things don't always have to be this way. They don't. You can do something about this, and there's help out there. I can help you with this. Now, I can only help you so much on a TikTok Live on a Monday morning, but I'm also a one-on-one coach. But there's help out there. But it starts in here with wanting to help and wanting to change and do something different. And it doesn't have to be so freaking huge. It can be a minute step. Then instead of saying, I can't do anything about this, I'm stuck, how can I get moving? What can I do today to get myself moving clutter-wise? You know there are things you can do. Start with the easy stuff. Get yourself into motion as opposed to stuck. There you go. Beth is awesome, says, isn't that creation? Why, thank you. I bet you're not bad yourself. Yeah, I love it. You're saying, listen to me while you clean and just start. Little steps. Catherine is saying, you get to decide how, when, see, look at you were brave enough to share here in the comments on a TikTok Live on a Monday morning that you're not feeling so good. That to me is your co-pilot. That's your saying, I need help, and this is how I'm going to do this. Notice as soon as you ask for help, the universe provides. It's me, it's the people in the comments, it's you knowing that there's help out there. Now the cool thing is I do these TikTok Lives, and many people says, put me on in the background and just start decluttering your surface clutter. Get up and do something about it. I can't do it for you. I don't want to do it for you. It is so much more empowering to learn that you can do these things yourself, with help, of course. But when you do it yourself, when somebody's not just doing it for you, it's a different feeling. Okay? And the YouTube Lives, I've got TikTok Lives on YouTube, and they're recorded. You can pop one of those on when I'm not around. The cool thing is, though, too, is from now until, next Wednesday or something, I'm going to do TikTok Lives every single day of the week until May 1st. So use the time that you might have just been scrolling on TikTok. I know what it's like. I do it myself. Take some of that time and get up and put your phone down, or just listen to me, put your phone away, and then just start to do some decluttering. You will notice a difference. Yeah, you will notice a difference. And it will be a better difference. And that will be you working out, creating your decluttering muscle. The muscles you don't use atrophy and they go away. When you do it, no matter how small, It helps. All right. Grouping similar stuff together first. I love it. Good morning. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay. Bobby Duga says, what helps me is remembering it doesn't have to be this way. I love that one. Looking around, you know what? This doesn't have to be this way. I can change this. I can do something about this situation. Empowering. Empowering. All right, GGX 2000, I saw it. The shoe trick is basically putting on some shoes. If you want to declutter and you're not motivated, get out of your sock feet and putting on some shoes. Getting a little bit more kind of, I don't know, professional. It seems to work for people. I put on slippers sometimes, but I know a difference between me slobbing around and doing stuff versus if I actually even put on a bra, for crying out loud. And I guess it's shoes for the boobs. I don't know. And you feel a little bit more like put together. All right, versus kind of slobbing around. And I love to slob around as well. Okay. Now, Susie says, I had all my mom's stuff and it was so hard to part with her things, but in the end, it was all good. I want you to think of this. With any of these things that you're starting, sometimes the journey is not going to be as comfortable as it is with other things. You're going to feel some feelings. It's going to be like whatever. But I want you to, at the end of whatever it is, I want you to be able to look in the rearview mirror. Notice how I'm talking and kind of and say, yep, that was the right thing to do. I don't want you to regret what you did. That's why I teach a way to decrease the regret, because you're walking through the decluttering process at the same time as your nervous system. You're not overriding it and throwing away stuff that you later regret. But notice even Susie says, I had all my mom's stuff. It was so hard to part with her things, but now at the end, now that I did it, it was all good. Yeah. I think sometimes we're afraid to just go through that temporary rainstorm of feeling feelings, and we're afraid that we're going to make a decision that's not going to feel right. So that's why you work with your nervous system. You work with your head and your heart before you ever do anything with your hands. That is a game changer. That decreases your fear of regret, fear of getting rid of stuff that you might want someday. You work at a pace that works for you. This is what I do with my one-on-one coaching is I will always say, it's you decide the pace. When you are on a road trip, you're going to be driving at a pace that feels good to you. Too slow or too fast, you know the feeling of too slow. Why am I not showing up? Why am I not moving faster? But also sometimes you get that hyper focus, and sometimes speeding along in the fast lane causes you to make decisions you might later regret because you didn't take the time. Take the time, do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Take your time, do it right. And what I mean by right is feeling good with your decisions. Notice where my hands are when I talk about this. I'm not talking about decisions up here. This is where the thoughts come from. These are where the words are. These are where the feelings are. And these guys, they're always tangoing together. Okay, who's going to lead? And I say when they're working together, sometimes it's a great green light, it's a red light. Sometimes it's yellow light, green light, red light. Do you ever play that game when you were a kid? What you are going for is a green light in your head of, yes, I have this idea. And down here agrees. You know what? If I agree, yep, that sounds good. Then your hands are going to be like, sure, I'm in, let's do it. But if these things are not working together, you're not doing anything. So notice when you're not doing something, there could be a disconnect here. There could be like a loose wire, spark plug wise. Why am I not moving forward? Because there's something not connecting in my engine. Hope that helps. Pretty much know it will. All right, we got like 11 more minutes, 10 more minutes here, then I'm going to sign off. Yeah, Judy Stewart said, yes, I'm better when I get dressed with shoes. I love this. Carla Holiday is saying, I want my children to have a different life experience from mine. That is good stuff. That is good stuff. Because you know what? That's not just about you. It's about you and plus another guy. You and your kids. You're not just doing it for you. Do it for you first, because we are so used to, as women, not thinking of ourselves first and thinking of others, selflessness and all that. I call bullshit on a lot of that, because when you pay attention to yourself, it's not greedy. It's not selfish unless you're a selfish person, but you are going to be able to better help your children have a different life experience from yourself when you learn to have it yourself. And you can teach from a point of stone cold solid knowledge. That's why I show up as a coach now. I used to help with this stuff kind of randomly, but then I realized that I could teach this. Okay? Yeah, there we go. The SOS band. I love it. Yep, we can do this. We can do this. And it's so empowering and fun to realize you can do cool stuff. You can do hard things. And the cool thing is about decluttering is the fear of the hard stuff keeps us stopping, not even starting. Not all of it is hard. Some of it is just mundane and boring and refreshingly whatever. Typically it's the fear of decision making. It's the fear of making the wrong decision, really. You don't have fear of decision making. If no decision was wrong, you'd be deciding all day. And there's no wrong decisions. There are very few, if any, really traumatically wrong decisions. And you can do something once you've made the decision. Get used to making decisions. Decluttering helps you. Decluttering helps you practice making decisions about stuff that's, when you practice making decisions on unimportant stuff, that gives you the framework to make decisions on more important things. There we go. I love it. I don't want my children to keep my stuff. I want them to spend time with me. Yeah. So notice the stuff and how it makes you feel. Notice the stuff and how it makes them feel. So, decluttering. Boy, do I love it. I would not be showing up on TikTok every single day from now until next week without doing it. If I didn't love it, I would be doing something else. I'm here to help you. And so how can I do that? I'm just gonna share a quick recap because we're getting close to the end here and I have to hop into a day of coaching and consultations and some fun stuff too. I'm gonna weed my garden. We gotta go vote. Incorporating the good, the stuff you have to do with the stuff you want to do. You gotta drive, but you gotta stop and pee and you gotta take in a scenic view. Make it fun. There we go. Break down your task. Little steps, positive, big wins. Thanks me, you're welcome. You know what? I can give you this information, but only you can take it and then do something awesome with it. And I want you to do something awesome with this information I'm giving you. I want you to build yourself an awesome life. All right? Carla is saying, and I'm the same way too. Maybe not the same way, but I don't go and buy things anymore. Yeah, I don't either. It holds no allure. And what I would like to feel like, and maybe this is you too, is I have enough. Sometimes I have more than enough. That's the clutter. Enough is right here. Enough feels good. I have enough. Kind of like when you're, it's so funny. When I was a kid, I used to think my stomach was this whole entire square. I was like, I'm full, Mom. I'm full. I don't want to eat anymore. And sometimes enough is what you want, but sometimes the clutter is just the too much. And the too much, notice even up here, you could feel overwhelmed and suffocated because here it's too much. It just feels like too much. But we can knock down that too much until it feels like just right. Okay? There we go. Who cares says I just read Marie Kondo's book and it was life-changing. I've started tidying up. I love it. There's help everywhere. Maybe Marie Kondo resonates with some people. Maybe it doesn't. She doesn't. I've picked up a few good things from her, and there were a few things that I didn't. But you know what? You create your own toolkit. Create your custom toolkit. And what I mean by that is the stuff that works for you, use it. The stuff that doesn't work for you, don't use it. Because if a tool doesn't work, but a tool doesn't work until you use it. Okay? There we go. M. Garden is saying in quote, I have enough, I need nothing more. I am content and I list outside their society. Yeah. I don't like to participate in the conspicuous consumption. I am a quiet millionaire. That's what I'm saying to myself. I'm a quiet millionaire. I don't need to buy stuff to feel good. I feel good already. And the stuff that I buy solves a problem in my life, So decide why you're doing it. Decide who you want to be. But also, even just from that abstract kind of life coachy place that I always go to, is let's just get practical, okay? Let's just get practical. Is your home is someplace you spend a wicked lot of time in. If your home makes you feel crappy, let's change your home so you feel less crappy. I don't know if that's good that's good copy for my website, but seriously, your home makes you feel a certain way if it's not making you feel good. Okay. Danielle is at 58. I bought a cup at Dunkin' and I regret it because my cupboards are too full and I can use my Yeti. Okay, return it. Notice the might. How about just return it? I'm going to go return it. I don't want this. Can you return it? Today, Danielle Z58. Can you go back to, do you have time today to go back to Dunkin' and return that cup? And while you're doing it, if your cupboards are too full, how about while you're doing that, you pull a couple of extra mugs out of the good out of your cupboard and you donate them somewhere today as well. And then practice using your Yeti. See how all these things interplay? Yeah. Don't shame yourself about it. Just fix it. There are solutions to these problems. Okay? Okay, I have trouble with needing the dopamine boost while buying during manic depression. Okay, notice that. And Kea, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. If you actually have mental health issues, notice that there are other ways that you can have your systems regulated. The balance of chemicals and things like that. Maybe what you can do, here's something fun, is you could you could, almost like when you do online shopping, how's this? You could go around Target, you could put all the stuff in the cart. I mean, the people who are working there may not like it, but you could go around and put the stuff in your cart and you can walk around, and then you can walk around, because notice the dopamine is usually not in the having of the stuff. The dopamine is in the finding and allowing yourself to get it and then saying, this thing is going to improve my life. Maybe just doing that in the cart and then leaving the cart at the store without purchasing anything. Play with that. Notice that the having of the stuff isn't always going to guarantee the dopamine. Okay? There are different ways we can do this stuff. And it all depends on where you are. I like to meet you where you're at. You know? Okay, cool. That does help for real. I do it online. I do it too. You know? So check out those things. That's what I'll do, says Susan Porter. I'll walk around and then put back most, actually, how's that? That would be a better thing. I'm going to kind of reframe that. So thank you, Susan, because I used to work retail all the time, and I'd be pissed at somebody if they kind of just left an empty cart. So how about this? You do that kind of fun. Oh, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. You walk around, and then what you do is you get to the car. I'm picturing myself at Target. You get to the checkout, and then what you do is you go back again, and then you put everything away. You've got some steps in, you've hung out, you've gotten some exercise, and then you put the stuff away and you say, I don't need this, I'm good. I don't need this, I'm good. Thank you, but no. Thank you, but no. You know? Questions is saying, I do that all the time. Look at us. Look at us, people. What a good idea. This has come out, and this never would have happened where people are saying, yes, I do this, and it works for me. So try that, and it works for you. Slowing down the inputs, decreasing the amount of stuff that comes in totally helps with your decluttering. Slowing down what's coming in and increasing what's going out gets you to that just right spot. That kind of, as I like to say, kind of that just right spot, you know? Too much, not enough, just right. Where you're just kind of bopping along, feeling good. And every day is going to be a little bit different. You're human, okay? So there we go. Step therapy is so beneficial. Every little bit helps people. Now, I have to run because I have a day of coaching and consultations. I will be here tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. I will be putting on a schedule, okay? I'll be putting a schedule up. But in the meantime, get on the Destination Decluttered mailing list. We're having our Zoom call tomorrow. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. Like my page here on TikTok. Like me. And I'll see you tomorrow, all right? Hope this was helpful. You've got this here. You can do something about it. I know you can. All right? See you tomorrow.